What's up, guys? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. Today is September 20th, a Sunday, and today's video is all about my all-time trader P&L. I've tracked all my trades since my very first trade ever at the very end of March. First time I ever put a trade in the stock market with my Interactive Brokers account, and I've been tracking them ever since. So that's been about going on 6 months now at the end of September that I've been learning to trade. I just wanted to go over how my progress has been going and just some thoughts, so we'll hop right in. Okay, so here is my trader view. Now, as you guys know from watching my channel, I trade pretty small size. This isn't going to be anything impressive money-wise, but what matters to me right now, and I've said this time and time again on my channel, is learning right now and getting the strategies and the concepts down before I start risking, you know, $200, $300, $500 a trade. Right now I'm risking about $20 a trade, so you can just see like my average daily volume, for example, is only 645. So that's the average amount that I'm going into a trade with, which is puny. Like, usually you want to be in like the 5 digits to make like a decent amount, and I'm not even in 3 digits yet. So we got a ways to go, but you know, we're definitely making some good progress, which I'll go over in this video. So just starting here on detail, this is my all-time. So this is, you know, you can look back. This is the first YouTube videos and everything in March. This is when coronavirus started, and this is when I really started day trading because I didn't end up working my summer job that I usually work, and I've been really into trading for about a year or two now. So I finally decided to give it a real shot and learn. So yeah, these are just the months. I really started to make some big progress in June, and the market was also really hot then, which helped. But July and August and September have all been really good months as well. So obviously we're pretty much break even. This is the cumulative P&L. So I wanted to talk about this because as you guys know, if you watch this channel, I joined like a website, classroom, chat room thing all in one called True Trading Group, and they really helped me learn and really helped me develop. And I joined them around here, around May-ish, early May, May 11th, I think. And after I started to kind of do it on my own, tried to learn on my own, and then lost a bunch of money in a really short amount of time, just because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to manage risk. I didn't know what my setups were. I didn't know anything. I was obviously a beginner. And this is what a developing trader typically looks like, where they have that initial pop, you know, the first one's free, and then a huge drawdown, a period where you're breaking even. And then now, hopefully, this is a period now where I'm starting to kind of climb out of this consolidation period in my own P&L and start to, you know, create an uptrend going forward in P&L. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks. I like how I had this sort of learning period. It's very obvious, and now this last month especially, I've been having really consistently winning days, winning trades, and I've actually made a good chunk of money here, climbing myself out of this hole that I put myself in. Overall, I'm still down. I'm down about $500 overall, just on commissions, because obviously you had to pay commissions on every single one of these, you know, 200, 300 plus trades. Actually, probably about like 270. I'm taking like 270 trades probably in my life on this account so far in the stock market. So, you know, I had to pay commissions on all those, and I'm going to go over Interactive Brokers commission structure and some stuff about that near the end of this video, and I'll go over how that works in Canada where I live. So yeah, definitely down overall in my career, but commissions are unavoidable and I kind of ignore them. Like, I obviously try to minimize them, but there's not much you can do with commissions because they're inevitable. And the commissions I pay are very small compared to some of the other people I see on YouTube, like the people with CMEG and stuff. Like, God, they're paying like 10 bucks a trade, whereas my average trade is about under $1 for commissions round trip. So yeah, that's really nice. Interactive Brokers is an extremely good platform. I highly recommend, or extremely good broker. Highly recommend it, and I have it linked with DAS Trader. The combo is incredible, best I've ever used. I literally would never go back. Plus, that's another thing, is I have to pay that monthly fee for DAS Trader, which is about $200 Canadian. So once I can kind of get, you know, like if I can make like 500 bucks a month, then I'll start to actually be net profitable, because I also have to cover the cost of DAS Trader plus commissions, plus that's pretty much it. Just cover the cost of commissions and DAS Trader. Once that is out of the way, anything above that on the month would be profits. So we're definitely working towards that. So obviously the win rate's decent, 60% overall. I took some really fucking stupid trades when I first started, so I like to keep all my data here. Even though the first 2 months I really sucked, I like to just see the entire growth all together here. Yeah, so good win rate. I'm happy with that. You can definitely become profitable off at 60% win rate as long as you manage your risk properly. Average hold time of my trades, so I'd like to get my winning trades the hold time bigger than my losers. That means I let those winners really run, those all-day rippers. I want to be able to ride those all the way. But you can see that my strategy is mostly scalping. I've never even held a trade for, like, you know, my average. Obviously, I think I've held a few trades for maybe an hour or so longer, but usually I like to scalp. That's just what I'm comfortable with. It's what suits my personality. Other people might disagree, but I think that scalping is one of the most profitable strategies you can have trading, just because the narrower the time frame, the easier it is to predict what's going to happen next. Yeah, and I just like taking those wins when they're in front of me, and cutting those losers hopefully relatively quickly. So yeah, so that's pretty good. Just a nice little P&L curve. This is what I wanted to talk about too, actually. So for some reason, Wednesdays are just typically really bad for me. Not really too sure why. That's weird. But you can actually see that my performance by hour of day, I do best at about 10 o'clock, and then it starts to kind of peter off into lunch hour. And this is because kind of my strategy for trading is I wait in the morning, I find all the gappers, and I kind of wait. I have this quote I tell myself, I wait for the raging bull to appear. So I wait for that one stock that really has some nice momentum, and I like to get on board with that. And that usually doesn't really show itself until an hour or so into the day. And you can see that whenever I try to trade the open, it doesn't really work out for me. So definitely like to wait for that that raging bull to appear, like I said, and then ride that momentum into lunch. Yeah, so that is time of performance by hour of day. That fits my strategy. You can see that I really, yeah, and this is also goes with moves setting up. You know, I like to trade 5 setups. The TTG triangle, trade line VWAP crossover, those are my 2 A+ setups. And then my 3 B setups are bull flags, ascending triangles, and support and resistance flips. It's kind of just like the 5 I really stick to that I've found a lot of wins with. Yeah, so that's good. Price, like to stick into that range between, you know, under $10 usually is the best range for me there. 5 to 10, you can see that's where I perform the best. Some instruments here, like best winners and losers. I like, because these 3 losers here, all 4 of these were all in April and May. So that's really nice that I'm not having, honestly, all 5 of these were all in April and May. So I'm not having massive losers anymore, which is really nice. This one was a bit more recent. I think this was in like June or July. Maybe even the start of August. But anyways, the top 5 are in the past, especially ENT. That was, it's just funny because I used to take the worst trades ever, and I would hang on to my losers, and I just know not to do that anymore. So it goes to show, right? Like the top 5 losers I have are in the past, whereas VBIV was very recent. I think that was in when I was on my trip. So that was in like the end of August, very recent. PTGX, I think that's a recent one. Yeah, so it's just really nice to see that these losers are in the past and the big winners are, hopefully I can have a winner that's over 109, and then that will mean my biggest winner is bigger than my biggest loser. That will be a big accomplishment. There's one more thing I wanted to go over. and it was, where is it? There's one more thing I wanted to go over here. Don't know where it would be. Streaming. Huh. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Oh, I think it's right here. Okay, yeah, right here. So this is my gross P&L in the last 90 days, and I want you to notice that obviously here's 0, and I have my wins, but look how big my losses are compared to my wins. And this is kind of goes to show what I was just talking about. This is the last 90 days. This is pretty much when I first started. Yeah, this is when I first started. So I technically have traded less than 90 days in the stock market, which is actually kind of crazy. That's not much at all. But as you can see, look how my biggest winners are just getting, I mean my biggest losers are just getting smaller and smaller, and we had one big one here in the start of August. Yeah, but what you want, and this is what TTG teaches you, is you want this to look like mountains on top, so big peaks on above the 0, and then little tiny valleys below 0. So that means that you're always managing your risk properly, and your winners you can just let ride. You know, those are going to be random. But not random, but you should stick to your profit targets, but you're going to be you should be less predictable of your winners than your losers. Your losers, you should know exactly, like this should be basically a flat bar under like $30, and that's what I'm aiming for. And honestly, it looks pretty good in the last couple days, you know. Definitely had some, but these are what's going to ruin you. You know, the last 60 days have been pretty nice growth, especially the last 30 days, like, you know, I dug myself out of this hole here at the start of August. But yeah, you definitely want these to be as small as possible, and on top, see how I have no huge winners? So I need to have a couple huge winning days, and that will make up for the small losing days. So yeah, that's what I wanted to go over there for that. Just basic kind of overview of my history there. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the direction I'm going, definitely positive. This is another thing I wanted to go over, so let's do, open this. Okay, so these are little screenshots I have from Interactive Brokers Reports View, and just showing my trades. So I know this is gonna show up too well. You guys will just have to squint, I guess. But anyways, April here. So trades overall, I actually lost $191 here on my trades, plus another 65 from commissions. So that was a losing month, April. May, another losing month, losing $109 from my trades and losing $168 from commissions. So that was actually the month where I was like, holy crap, I'm paying a lot in commissions. I need to make a change. So that's when I switched to the tiered commission structure on Interactive Brokers, which is what I will go over next here. So look at how many trades I took in May, and I paid $168 in commissions. Now look at June. Okay, it's getting a bit better. Probably the same amount of trades roughly, but only paid $94. And this was actually the first month ever where I actually had a positive P&L, not including commissions, making $52. And then July here, look how many trades I took compared to May, and I'm only paying $78 in commissions, plus I made a positive $88. So, you know, this is the second month in a row where I've been net positive, not including commissions. And then August we have, where I paid another $77 in commissions, but made $112. So that's actually you can see the last 3 profitable months, they're getting bigger and bigger, not including commissions. And then I don't have September yet because I'm not done. So yeah, that's good. It's good progress. We went from 2 losing months net to kind of building our way up from break even. So you can see these are the big 2 losing months, and then we're kind of break even, and then so far September is going pretty well. We've only traded really 1 week, which has been basically a break-even week. Yeah, only up 9.56 this week just because of that frickin' trade on Friday on Sava, where I gave it all back in my last video. You can go watch that. yeah, so that is it for my sort of trade review reports. Now I'm going to go over commissions here. So right now I am on the tiered commission structure for Interactive Brokers. There's two kinds, there's fixed and tiered. So if you go here, fixed, oh, and also in Canada there's no PDT rule. So I have no limitations on how many day trades I take in a day with my margin account. It's infinite, which is really nice. I know a lot of people in the States have like 5 or something a week. Like, that's insane. You would never even do a scalping strategy if you were below PDT. So really glad that I don't have that. That sucks. Anyway, so the fixed commission structure is you pay half a cent per share, and your minimum per order is $1. So if you add that out, that means you have to take a minimum of 200 shares to meet $1. So if you take one share, it's going to cost you $1. If you take 200 shares, it's going to cost you $1. But then anything over 200 shares is going to cost you like 110, 130, dollars. So you want to be trading with at least 200 shares with this strategy in order to minimize your commissions. Whereas the tiered one, it's only like whatever that is, 0.0035 cents per share with a minimum of 35 cents. So now this one, if you add it up, you have to take a minimum of 100 shares in order to pay 35. Anything over 100 shares, you're going to be paying, 40, 50, whatever. So this is definitely the better one to have. You're paying less no matter what on tiered. So if you're with an Interactive Broker, switch to tiered. Highly recommend it. It saves me a ton in commissions. And then I'm going to go over here to my client portal. So this is my trading account. And as you can see, here's all my trades here. I really only ever take, especially recently the market momentum has been very bad. I'm only taking like 25 shares, 35 there, 50. So I'm definitely below 100. So when I move up to risking more and taking 100, 200 shares per trade, like these should all be 200, 300 shares, I'm going to be making a lot more. And one example I wanted to go over was on the 17th, so where is that? At 11:18 a.m. So right here, this KODK trade here. So you can see I bought 25 shares at a price of $9.13, and I sold those 25 shares for $9.31. So getting about, what is that, like 20 cents or something out of that. And you can see that my profit from that was only about $4 if you take the difference of these. And these are the commissions here. So I paid 30 cents to buy those 25 shares, 36 cents to buy the 25 shares, and I paid another 36 cents to sell them. So round trip there, I paid 72 cents in commissions. So under $1 in commissions for this trade, and I only made $4. Whereas if I was taking 100 shares for this, selling 100 shares, I would have made $18. So you can, and paid the same amount of commission. So I definitely have a bit of buffer room in where I am in my trading, where I'm going to be paying the same amount of commissions for a while I have the opportunity to make more money net, if that makes sense. So I'm in a good spot right now. I have a lot of room to improve. I have a lot of buffer room where I can use more shares, do more risk, take bigger trades while paying the same amount in commission. So that should really make a difference in my P&L once I start taking some bigger share size and I'm not getting affected by commissions at all. So yeah, that's really exciting. I'm happy that I'm in that position, and I'm really happy that the progress I've made. I feel like I really have some setups that I like to take now. I feel like I definitely know what I'm doing a hell of a lot more than I did when I first started. So I'm excited for, hopefully small cap momentum can come back and we can have like a massive like $500-600 month. That would be huge for me. And yeah, I just feel like I'm on the right track. I'm with a good, I took I think 4 months or two months I think to complete all the TTG courses. They taught me a ton. I highly recommend that group. And I'm with the chat room every morning learning from those guys. They're all really good at trading. I'm learning options. Yeah, it's just everything's going well. So ready to keep making these videos, ready to keep improving. And yeah, adios.